Alright, let's see if we can finish this. Bell just rang, so see if I can get it in. Quadratics. Okay? All this is the very basic information you're going to need, probably for that 6-week project you have due. So we're going to simply see that the graph for it, okay, and I know this isn't real straight. They want me to charge, or they want to charge me all sorts of money to make, or so they can put a background on here. So I'm just going to do this. I like free. Okay, so the quadratic is really going to come down through let me back it up. Let's see if I can draw it all the way through the origin. Okay, and it should go right through the origin. Okay, and basically the equation for it is going to be, this is the parent function, is y equals x squared. That is the parent function. The normal equation you probably are going to see eventually is ax squared plus bx, and it should be a capital, bx equals c, but we're not worried about that right now. Okay, so we're going to just follow along with just what we need. So I erase that. If you wrote it down, that's fine to keep it. It'll come up later. All right, so what we want to see is, okay, in the parent function at y equals x squared, if I put x is 1, y is going to be 1, boom, we're right there. If I put in 2, 2, 3, 4, and it should come out 2 squared is 4. Well, it works the same way on the negative side. If I put on negative 1, right, and we can create the table here of x and y. I did 0, gives me 0. If I do 1, it gives me 1. If I do 2, it gives me 4. If I do negative 1, right, I still come out at 1. Okay, and it is a crude drawing. I don't get too worried about it. Okay, negative 1 is 1. If I go to negative 2 put into x, negative 2 squared is 4, which puts me right back up here. So they are going to be the same. So if I go negative 2, I'm going to have 4. Remember, the only place you cannot have, or for it to be a function, is that if whatever input I have here, that has to be its output. Okay, I can have duplicate outputs like that and here, as long as it goes for a different input. Okay, because every time I put in 2, I better be getting out 4. If not, then it's not a function. Okay, so that is how the quadratics start. The equation we've given you in the basic form, it will go through the origin 0, 0. Let me put that back on there. Okay, the origin, it will always go through the origin for a basic, the very basic y equals x squared. It will always go through the origin. Okay, the vertex, okay, and you can put this down, this is a little bit extra information, is the lowest point if, and the quadratic, if we look back at it, is what's called a parabola. Okay, the form is a parabola. So if it is the lowest point if the parabola opens upward. Conversely, it is the highest point when the parabola opens downward. If you want, take a little bit of time and just create a simple graph and just plot the table. Plot the table like what I have here, and you can kind of see exactly what happens. And we'll end up playing with that quite a bit. That's the last thing to it. I guess I should put that on there. The domain for the basic is the set of all real numbers. That is the set of all real numbers. All real numbers. Okay? The range is the set of 0, which is less than or equal to y, which is less than positive infinity. That is pretty much most of the information you need for quadratic, at least for your little project. If you have more questions, Edmodo me. Let me know what you need. Thanks.